Akron Athletics presents Zips Weekly with Tom Arth. Brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling, Akron Children's Hospital, and Miller Lite. It's Miller time. And here's your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a brand new season of University of Akron football and week number 1 of Zips Football Weekly with head coach Tom Arth. We're going to be with you every week of the season, updating you on what's happening with the Zip football program. And Coach, what's happening right now? Hey, it's game week. We're going to Auburn on Saturday, right?
That's right. What a great feeling it is. Truly exciting and grateful for all the opportunities that we've had, but certainly, this summer and spring to be able to proceed in a relatively typical fashion and to be able to have a pretty standard training camp for our team has been so so important for us and just really helped build the foundation of our team and bring our team closer together. And we can't wait to get back out there and compete.
Well, if you're a Zip football fan, you've come to the right place. We're going to give you a preview today of the offense, defense, special teams, and then a little bit of a scouting report on Auburn. Coach, let's start with the quarterback room. I looked at the roster. You've got 6 or 7 quarterbacks, and you've got some guys coming back that have played a lot of football. Zach Gibson, of course, started every game last year. A healthy Cato Nelson, when he's 100%, pretty good quarterback. Then you got a very talented junior college quarterback. So as we sit here right now, what's the rotation look like for you at quarterback?
We're excited about the group of quarterbacks that we have. I think we have a lot of versatility in that room. Certainly more depth than we've had previously. And as you mentioned, great experience. Whether it's Cato or Zach Nelson, they've both played 10+ games. In Akron Zips uniforms, and I think that means a lot for your team. To have that type of experience at that position and guys that have been through it and know what it takes. I think is really important. So we're excited about that group. DJ Irons has done a fantastic job for us. He has been, everything and more that we hoped he would be, in terms of his leadership, his intelligence, the way that he's gone out and performed. He's done an outstanding job. And then we've also been really pleased with a couple of our younger guys, Joey Maracek and Ryan Jankowski, who have both also been really good for us.
I was going to mention those guys. You've got another layer underneath those 3 guys you're talking about, maybe playing a lot. Those young quarterbacks, though, you brought in 2 or 3, and sounds like you're pleased with them.
Yeah, we are. Joey's been in the program. This is going into year 2 now for him. Joey's a local guy from North Royalton High School, and has been battling injury really since his arrival to campus. And this is the first time heading into this training camp where he had really been cleared 100%. And to be able to see him get out there, and we know he's got the capacity, and we know he's got the leadership ability. But to be able to see him go out there and compete and perform the way he did was really encouraging. And Ryan Jankowski's a true freshman, enrolled in January, so has a spring under his belt. But he's as talented as they come.
He's a lefty, isn't he?
He is a lefty, and he can sling it around and throws it as well as anybody in our program. And really excited to continue to work with him and to develop him. Through this process.
Let's talk about the running backs because, Coach, I know you're excited about a young man that transferred in from Michigan State, Anthony Williams. You got a young man that played a lot last year as a freshman out of Toledo. So you got some good depth at running back.
We do, and as you've mentioned, we've talked a lot about Ant Williams and Jonzel Norrells, and they've had really great off seasons. Their spring and winters have been excellent, and fighting through some injury bugs, during training camp, but they're healthy and ready to go this week. So excited for both those guys. Talk
to me a little bit about the wide receivers because you got Michael Matheson back and some young freshmen I know you're excited about.
Yeah, the wide receiver group is an exciting group for our team. It's a group that I think can make plays. I think it's a group that I think can create and get open on their own. Certainly Mike Matheson, is an experienced guy coming back. George Qualls will be coming into his second year with us, so we anticipate him to, to really elevate, his game going into year 2. We're excited for that. Tony Grimes, who's a young guy, played a lot for us as a true freshman last year, earned a scholarship with his contributions to our team, not just for what he did, on game days, but the type of young man he is and the way that he works. And then we have some, a lot of, Dre Williams coming back,
sure.
Who's healthy. We're excited about that. You have, certainly Kanate Mumfield, who enrolled in January, who's just been a really electric player for us since the moment he first stepped foot on the field. He's making wild play after wild play at practice all through spring, all through training camp. We're very excited about his future. Oran Singleton, he's really a really exciting player, undersized guy, but very electric with the ball in his hands, and he's tough and he's strong. I know, he reminds some guys of a former Zip, JoJo Natson,
sure.
With some of the similar type of skill set and stature that Man brings.
Let's move to the offensive line right now, Coach, because the last program we did last season, I remember you telling me, Joe, when these kids come back after the weight training we're going to put them in, they're going to be bigger, stronger, and faster. Has that panned out? Is this group a lot bigger and stronger?
They are, and I can tell you that's our team. Certainly the offensive line, and they needed it as much, probably more than anybody else on the roster, but our entire team has had an outstanding offseason. Coach Mack, our strength conditioning coach, in his first, really just finished his first year in our program, and what he's been able to do and what he's meant to our players and to our program's development, I cannot describe with words the contributions that he's made and the growth that we've seen. Our players are stronger, they're bigger, they're more explosive, they're running faster, and what's most important is they're playing with a higher level of confidence because they feel themselves
sure.
getting better, and they feel themselves moving more efficiently, and it's been really exciting to see.
Of course, being from Stark County, Xavier Gray is a guy everybody knows down there and has been kind of a key to the offensive line for a couple years. You look though at the roster, he's still a redshirt freshman? Is that true?
Yeah, isn't that unbelievable?
It is.
It's one of those guys that's played 10 games for us, started 6 or 8.
Yeah.
He started 6 last year. I think he started 2, in 2019. And, you look across the team and there's just a lot of guys in that, in that type of category that, are still, that have played, 2 and sometimes 3 seasons for us that still have 3 or 4 years left to play.
Yeah.
We're excited. I think they've certainly learned a lot, in their experience and have developed a lot, and excited to see them play.
Coach, talk to me a little bit about the tight ends. I noticed there's 4 or 5 on the roster. Has anybody really got that number 1 spot, or is it still up in the air going into Auburn?
I think we have a good group at tight end. It's an area where we've really invested some time and energy in coaching and recruiting. And I feel that we've made a lot of progress with that tight end position. Tristan Brank is a really great example. Tristan has played for us as a true freshman last year, did some nice things, but he is taking such an incredible step forward as a player in our offense, and has really proven himself to be very reliable and very valuable in both the run and the passing game. Bryson Yarmo has really improved, who played a lot for us last year, and we brought in a transfer from Kentucky, Nick Ojanovic, who big. He's 6'6", 250 pounds, runs really well, is tough, smart, outstanding leader. Really excited about his potential, and he's going to be a guy that as this season goes, is going to take on more and more responsibility and going to get better and better for us. So those 3 guys, I would imagine, will get the majority of the playing time, but I've been proud of that entire group.
Sounds like could have an explosive offense once we get into the season and get some things going, get some guys to experience. Should be fun to watch.
It should be. I do. I feel really good about our offense. I thought we took some really nice strides last year in terms of how we ran the football, and I think we'll continue to build on that this coming fall.
There you go. Well, that's the offensive side of the football. When we come back, we're going to talk defense, and there's some new players that are exciting. You're going to watch these guys develop through the season. We're back to talk University of Akron defense right after this.
You know Miller Lite only has one more calorie, right?
And more taste. Good choice.
6G. Growth hacking.
Network.
Network.
Surgery, and then this was it after. These things are in my back right now, helping keep it straight so I get to go back to dance with my friends.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, Chloe. From my perspective, there is nothing that I wouldn't let you do. Really, all the credit for how well you're doing is just you and how hard you've worked to get back to where you are. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Football Weekly. We have our season preview for the 2021 season. If you just joined us, we've already talked a little offense. Now we're going to talk about defense. And Coach, anytime you talk about University of Akron defense, you got to start with the little guy in the middle, Bubba Arselanian out of Aurora, Ohio. I'm assuming that he's going to be that defensive leader again.
He has been.
Yeah.
He has proven himself to be that for us, throughout our time here. But certainly has even taken on a bigger role this offseason in terms of his leadership and the way he's really taken ownership of not just the defense, but really the entire team. Mm-hmm. And it's been really great to see that from Bubba and to, see him really get outside his comfort zone a little bit, because he's kind of a, kind of show the way type of guy. And we need that. It starts with that. But Bubba's really developed as a leader and has really gotten more comfortable, getting out in front of the team and addressing the team and telling the team, this is my expectation.
Sure.
This is how I expect us to carry ourselves and how I expect us to play, not just relying on, on me, to do that. And it's been awesome to see that, and he certainly played very well, and we're excited for, to have him back.
What about the rest of those inside linebackers? I know you have some new guys on the front, but you also have some new guys inside and outside linebacker.
Yeah, no, we do. I got some new people on defense, which is good, and they've done a really nice job for us. We're excited about them, specifically with the inside linebackers. Obviously, Brandon Bischoff comes back, returns after a really good season for us last year. Really proved his way in the kicking game, running down on kickoff and playing on special teams, and earned a starting role last year, and is continued to be a great player on special teams, and we expect him to have a great year at linebacker. Jess Lord Boateng also transferred in from Michigan State. Yeah. Really big, physical, athletic player, smart, high character guy that has done an outstanding job. So we're looking forward to seeing him come along. Reggie Corner's done a great job. Mike Snowden, who battled some injuries last year as a true freshman, actually started our season opener last season, is back and healthy. So we have, Zach DeLaro. I don't want to not mention Zach.
He's sure he's back.
Yeah, Zach is back, and what an incredible story he is. Really a year ago, had no expectation of him ever being able to step foot on a football field again, and he has just worked tirelessly to get back and is playing at a really high level, and will be a major contributor for us.
Yeah, he's a young kid from Springfield Township here in Summit County, so glad to see he's back and going to be a contributor this year. The defensive front, you've got some new players there, some transfers. I know you're excited about those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the returning players have done a really nice job, whether it's Ryan McClain's, Bryce Wilson, Nazir Sai has taken some really great steps forward. Michael Scott, who plays a little bit more on the edge for us. But we've also have some new guys that have come in, and Ryan Johnson and Curtis Fan, and those guys have done a really outstanding job. Zack Morton, is a grad transfer from Syracuse that just joined our program in August. And I'll say this. they're good football players. They're talented football players, but I have been so impressed with the type of young men they are. And you don't really associate defensive linemen with special teams, but I can tell you that in all three of those cases, on multiple occasions, I've walked by Coach Hurd's office, our special teams coordinator, and I've seen one of them in there having a conversation relative to special teams. So their buy-in, their commitment, they're doing a great job.
Let's talk about the secondary, Coach. You've got Randy Cochran back at a corner. What about the rest of those cornerbacks? Because that's the key. That secondary going to be tested early.
Yeah, absolutely. And Randy, I'm glad you started with Randy. I think that's really where it starts, with us. Similar to Bubba, in terms of what he means to the team. Randy's going into his third season, has played a lot of games, started a lot of games for us as a true freshman. 2 years ago, has played a lot last year, and the leadership role that he's taken on as well has been outstanding. And he's still he's going to do it right. Like, he is the standard. What we want every single one of our players to work. How we want them to work. Like, Randy does that every single day, and he's really an inspirational figure in our program. And but we're excited. Got some got AJ Watts coming back, who moved to corner last year. That had a great season, was all-conference performer. So really excited for him as well.
That takes care of the Zip defense. When we come back, special teams. We're going to talk about the kickers, the holders, guys going down on kickoffs, all those guys that kind of sacrifice their bodies going down on kickoff and punts every Saturday. So don't go away. We're back with more right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes Choice Air HVAC. Find them at choiceairwithane.com.
What we make right here at the University of Akron
holds up under pressure.
What we make climbs the ladder and leads to record highs.
What we make lifts us all.
And makes us all better.
With everything we make, everyone rises.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Football Weekly. Let's talk about the special teams, the kickers, the holders, the punters. Coach, nobody ever notices those guys until they make a mistake, and it's usually a huge mistake. But tell us about the kickers right now. You got a young man back, Corey Schmeigel, who you talked about last year on the show. I think you like this guy. He's a little cocky, but you like that in your kickers.
I do. He's a wiry guy. I don't know how else to describe him, but I love Corey. His teammates love him, and he's just got the right attitude and the right mindset, what you want in that position, and he's done a great job for us. I've been really proud of him. Did a great job in the weight room as well.
Is that right?
By the way, I wish I had his numbers memorized, but he hit some benchmarks that nobody ever thought.
He's not a real big kid either.
No, he is not. But that group has done a really nice job for us. Jerry certainly has really taken control of the kickoff role for us. Got a great battle at punter with Kyle Romanek and Ethan Slike. Kyle Bauman's done a great job, stepping in and snapping for us. But I do want to mention, Ethan Slike, especially. He had a great internship. He's an accounting student here at Akron, 4.0 student. Was selected for a Wells Fargo internship last summer. One of 15 people in the country. Part of that internship program, which is one of the most competitive in the country. One of those people selected and offered a full-time position.
That's super.
He's competing against Princeton, Harvard, Yale, all these Ivy League schools, and they picked the guy from Akron.
There you go.
And he's got a great future ahead of him, and we're really proud of him.
Sounds good. Coach, you got about 30 seconds. Maybe you can tell the fans, how do you select the guys going down on kicks? That's a special breed. You got to have a tough mindset and be tough to be able to do that.
You do, and I think in a certain aspect, you also have to be really disciplined.
Yeah.
So, you look at those guys, and I think special teams in general, those people that you put out there on those units, and especially on the kickoff unit, like they are going to represent like the culture of your program and their effort, you know, their selflessness, their competitive spirit and their toughness, you know, is such an important ingredient to be successful in the kicking game. And those guys running down on kickoff, you know, they're different.
They are.
But they're really important and very valuable to our team.
There you go. That's the offense, the defense, and special teams. The Zips will be down in Auburn on Saturday night. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff. You can listen and watch that game. We're going to come back with a scouting report on Auburn right after this.
Even if this is the three-point line, and this is the hoop, if this is home ice, and this is sticking the landing, kids will find a way to keep playing the sports they love, and we'll keep helping them. After an injury, Akron Children's is dedicated to getting your child back to the game as quickly and safely as possible, however they play it. Learn more at akronchildrens.org/sports.
You know Miller Lite only has one more calorie, right?
And more taste. Good choice.
6G. Growth hacking.
Networking.
Network. Connectivity. Network.
Well, the 2021 season begins Saturday night down in Auburn. Boy, that's a big one, 7 o'clock kickoff. And, Coach, they got a new coach down at Auburn. Have you know much about this guy? I know he coached at Boise State last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's done an incredible job. You know, I have a lot of respect for him as a coach and certainly what he did at Boise State, and have no doubt that he will be extremely successful at Auburn as well. But it presents a little bit of a different challenge. Week one is always challenging. You never quite know what are the new wrinkles and what are you going to see. But I think when you have a new staff coming in, it just adds to that a little bit. But I think at the same time, it's a blessing for us because it really allows us to focus on who we are and doing the things that are important to us and what we know that we're confident in and that can go out there and execute at a high level. And, you know, have a really tight plan, you know, and have a plan that we're able to adjust as the game unfolds to handle whatever comes our way.
87,000 seat Jordan Hare Stadium that will be alive on Saturday night. And, Coach, I'm guessing, get through that first quarter. They're going to be very emotional. New coach, opening game, get through that first quarter. That's going to be key.
Absolutely. I think, you know, just understanding, you know, we've gone a year without playing in front of anybody.
Yeah.
So to come back and to play in front of a crowd like that is going to be, you know, very energizing, I think, for both sides. So, you know, just not letting that emotion and not letting that environment affect us and really having that ability to focus on what our responsibility is and to go out there and execute and to trust our technique, trust our training, you know, in that type of environment is going to be a great test.
Of course, the Tigers were 6-5 last year. They got a returning quarterback that's pretty good in Bo Nix, pretty good running back, and their linebackers, according to Steel Magazine, Coach, the 15th best group in the country.
Yeah, they're very good. You know, I think across the board, obviously, they're big, they're athletic, they move really well, and they're very talented. So, you know, we understand that and know the challenge that we're up against. But I think, again, from our standpoint, it's about focusing on doing what we do and doing it as well as we possibly can, and you know, take advantage of situations and opportunities that we have to go out there and make some things happen, and we're very excited for it.
There you go. We're going to be taking a charter flight down to Montgomery, Alabama, then bus over to Auburn on Saturday. Again, that is a 7 o'clock kickoff. You can watch and also listen on the Zips Radio Network. A quick reminder, the Zips home opener, September 11th, 3:30 kickoff. If you're an Akron fan, you want to be there. The Temple Owls will be there, and there's still plenty of time to buy your season tickets at 1-888-899-AKRON. It is also Hometown Heroes Day. And, Coach, best of luck at Auburn. We're back here next week with more Zips Football Weekly. And as always, go Zips.
Thanks for watching Zips Weekly with Tom Arth. Brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling, Akron Children's Hospital, and Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,